Welcome to Books in Sum, your go-to for bite-sized book summaries.
Your Retirement Salary by Richard Dyson and Richard Evans. The ability to retire after a career of hard work is a privilege, but pensions aren't what they used to be. People everywhere are concerned about their ability to retire comfortably. The issues of taxation, investment portfolios, and annual withdrawals are too much for them to handle. You'll find plenty of useful advice that you can put into practice during your own retirement that will help you navigate the retirement minefield. People of different ages and backgrounds attach different significance to pensions. When you retire, you can start living off of your pension, which is different from your pension pot, which is everything you've saved up during your career. Pensions have a different meaning to older generations, such as the practice of rewarding long-tenured workers with a golden watch on their last day of employment. Millions of people in the 1980s benefited from the defined benefit or final salary pension in countries like the United Kingdom and the United States. Millions of people in countries like the United Kingdom and the United States were able to retire in comfort thanks to this type of pension. However, due to two factors, increasing average life expectancy and declining returns on investments, this type of pension has been phased out. Retirement periods now tend to be longer because people in the developed world generally live longer than they did in the past. Investment returns were also higher in the 20th century than in the present day, averaging 9% annually in the 1980s before dropping to around 3% 20 years later. This decline occurred at the same time that pension costs were skyrocketing due to the aging population. In today's most typical pension plan, employers contribute a predetermined amount to your retirement account on a regular basis. A pension company will pool these funds and invest them on your behalf. Employers no longer guarantee retirees an income. Instead, only the contribution is specified. Because of this differentiation, the onus of financial support has shifted from businesses and employers to individuals. Investment income is the best way to fund retirement, but low interest rates make it difficult to do so. You should withdraw just enough money from your investment returns portion of your pot to cover your living expenses without running out of money before you die. Yield and natural yield are the two main aspects of any investment. Those who choose to save their money at a financial institution do so in exchange for interest payment. Rent from rental property also counts as a yield for its owner. It's not cheap to be a homeowner. Only the very wealthy can survive off natural yield, which is defined as income produced by an investment as distinct from any rise in the value of the investment itself. This means that only the very wealthy can subsist solely on natural yield, and that selling assets may be a prudent way to make up for income shortfalls. Retirees who try to cover their expenses through asset sales often run into trouble when they sell a disproportionate number of shares or fund units when their market value is below or above average. The challenge is determining how much of their pension can be sold without causing problems down the road. The most critical information presented here is that selling more shares or selling income-generating assets when their value increases can both lead to problems in the long run. To mitigate these threats, investors should only withdraw 1% of their portfolio each year and distribute the proceeds evenly across all of their funds. Annuities can be a safe way to supplement retirement income, but they aren't a good way to turn a lump sum into a steady stream of cash during your golden years. At 2.8%, the annual payout on a $300,000 pension pot would be just $8,400 for a 65-year-old. Insurance companies reward customers with lower premiums for every year they predict their client will live less than the average healthy woman will live. For retirees in their 80s who lack the physical or mental capacity to keep tabs on their investments, an annuity is a great option. However, there are costs and risks associated with unlocking the value of a home, which is likely the largest asset most people will ever own. Borrowers under the age of 60 are ineligible for an equity release mortgage, and the interest on the loan is compounded annually. Unless there is an extreme and immediate financial emergency, equity release mortgages should be considered a last resort. The so-called lifetime mortgage is the most common form of equity release mortgage, and it guarantees a fixed interest rate for as long as you live or as long as you own the property. It's important to plan for the future of your assets and income if you want to leave a financial legacy for your loved ones. If you have an annuity or a final salary pension, your beneficiaries will receive payments after your death. Inheritance taxes are relatively straightforward and apply to most assets. After a person passes away, their heirs are exempt from paying inheritance taxes. The information herein most directly pertains to retirement preparation. For example, in the United Kingdom, heirs do not have to pay taxes on the first $400,000 of their inheritance, and those who are married or in a civil partnership may be able to increase that amount to almost $800,000. In many countries, pension funds are taxed in a way that others aren't. If an 82-year-old woman inherits a pension pot worth $3.3 million from her late husband, she is better off keeping the pot whole because of the partial ring fencing that protects assets in a pension pot. However, heirs will not have to pay taxes when withdrawing funds from the pension pot if the deceased person passes away before the age of 75. If they pass away after the age of 75, withdrawals will be taxed at the same rate as the heir's other sources of income. Combining tools in the right order and avoiding major risks are crucial for ensuring a comfortable retirement and providing for spouses and heirs.
We hope you found this summary helpful in your listening journey. If you're interested in diving deeper into the topic or getting your hands on the whole book, be sure to check the description below where we've included links to the book and other related products that may be useful to you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on our latest book summaries. And feel free to leave a comment with any suggestions or requests for books you'd like us to cover. Thanks again for tuning in and happy listening.